Hello, and welcome to another episode of Accreditation Unlocked, the podcast that helps educators, administrators, and accreditation leads take control of the process and unlock real institutional improvement. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Clough. In today's episode, we're tackling a topic that comes after the site visit, after the report, and often after the panic. From findings to fixes, turning accreditation recommendations into meaningful action. You've made it through the visit, and you've read the evaluation report, and now you're looking at a list of recommendations, concerns, or even sanctions. What now? That's what we're going to explore. I'll walk you through a step-by-step process for analyzing findings, building an actionable response plan, tracking progress, communicating results, and ultimately embedding those changes into the fabric of your institution. Let's jump in. Understanding the nature of accreditation findings. Let's begin by demystifying what recommendations, concerns, or sanctions actually mean. Every accrediting agency uses different language. Some talk about recommendations, suggestions for improvement, areas of concern, non-compliance issues, or requirements for continued accreditation. But regardless of how they phrase it, these findings usually fall into one of three categories. Minor improvements. These are suggestions that aren't critical to your accreditation status, but could enhance your quality. Recommendations requiring action. These are stronger, often tied to compliance, and usually require documented follow-up. Sanctions or conditions. These are the most serious and must be addressed on a strict timeline to avoid loss of accreditation or warnings. So, the first step is to get clarity. Which findings are optional versus required? What is the timeline for the response? What evidence does the accreditor expect in your follow-up report? Pro tip: don't assume silence means approval. If something was discussed during the site visit, but not explicitly listed in the report, keep an eye on it. It may come back in a future review. Step 1. Analyze the root of the finding. Once you know it needs to be addressed, your next move is critical. Get to the root cause. Too often, institutions treat symptoms rather than solving the underlying issue. For example, a finding about insufficient assessment might stem from a lack of faculty training, not just missing data. A concern about strategic planning might reveal poor alignment with budgeting or a weak feedback loop from outcomes. Here's how to dig deeper. Number 1, gather key stakeholders, faculty, staff, and leadership who are closest to the issue. Number 2, ask root cause questions. Why did this happen? What broke down? What is missing? Is this an isolated incident or a systemic problem? Number 3, use tools like the 5 whys technique, fishbone diagrams, or a SWOT analysis focused on the area in question. This diagnostic step helps you avoid superficial fixes that only delay future problems. Step 2, translate findings into institutional goals. Once you understand the problem, you need to convert the recommendation into a clear strategic goal that fits your context. Let's say the recommendation is, the institution should develop a more systematic approach to evaluating student learning outcomes at the course and program levels. Instead of saying, okay, we'll need to run more assessments, you translate that into a SMART goal. For example, by fall 2026, all academic programs will submit annual assessment reports aligned with institutional learning outcomes using a standardized rubric and process coordinated by the Office of Institutional Effectiveness. This approach ensures clarity, measurability, and institutional alignment. Tip: where possible, align the improvement effort with existing strategic priorities. This reduces duplication and builds stronger buy-in. Step 3. Develop a clear, actionable plan. Now we build the roadmap. A strong response plan includes: number 1, action steps. Break the solution into manageable sequential tasks. For example, create common assessment rubrics. Train department chairs on rubric use. Pilot the new process in 3 programs. Roll it out to all programs and analyze the results annually. Number 2, responsible parties. Assign each action to a person or office. Accountability matters. Number 3, timeline. Set realistic but firm deadlines. Include milestones. Number 4, resources needed. Consider what budget, staffing, or tools are required. No plan succeeds without resourcing. Number 5, indicators of success. How will you know you've solved the problem? Define success indicators up front, such as participation rates, completion of assessments, improvement in student outcomes, or faculty satisfaction. A well-written action plan is what you'll send in with your monitoring or follow-up report, but more importantly, it's what will guide real institutional change. Step 4. Implement and monitor. A plan on paper is only the beginning. Implementation is where all the real work happens, and where institutions often falter. Here's how to stay on track. Number 1, appoint a steering group. Don't leave it to one person. Create a working group with representation from all key areas. Include skeptics. They often spot gaps early. Number 2, use project management tools. You don't need anything fancy. Even shared Google Sheets or a Trello board can work. Just ensure that everyone knows the deadlines, progress is visible, and documents are centralized. Number 3, communicate regularly. Send monthly or quarterly updates to leadership and the broader campus community. Share wins, note delays, and invite collaboration. Number 4, adjust as needed. If something isn't working, pivot. Keep the end goal in sight, but remain flexible in how you get there. Step 5, document your progress continuously. One of the most overlooked steps in the entire process is documenting your response as you go. Don't wait until the report is due. Create a simple evidence folder structure containing meeting minutes, memos and communications, updated policies, faculty training records, or examples of completed assessments or reports. Bonus: maintain a running narrative like a journal or timeline that captures what's been done, what's pending, and what's changed. This running narrative becomes gold when writing your final response. Step 6. Prepare a strong follow-up report. When it's time to submit a monitoring report, focus visit response, or interim update, here's what reviewers want to see. Number 1, clarity. Restate the original finding and what you've done in response, clearly and directly. Number 2, evidence. Include clean, relevant, clearly labeled documentation. Don't overwhelm. More is not always better. Number 3, reflection. Show that the institution didn't just check a box, but learned something in the process. Number 4, sustainability. Demonstrate how the fix is not a one-time event, but part of a long-term improvement cycle. Think of the follow-up report not as a defense, but as a story of growth. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Here are the 5 most common mistakes institutions make when responding to accreditation findings and how you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, overpromising and under-delivering. Don't promise sweeping reforms you can't realistically implement. Set achievable, meaningful goals. Mistake number 2, lack of ownership. If no one owns the fix, it won't happen. Make sure that every action has a responsible party, and they have the time and support to do it. Mistake number 3, ignoring culture. Don't impose solutions that don't fit your campus culture. Instead, co-create fixes that reflect your community's values and structures. Mistake number 4, document dumping. Reviewers don't want hundreds of attachments with no explanation. Be selective and tell a clear story. Mistake number 5, letting the work fade. Even after the follow-up report is done, don't drop the ball. Accreditors will often review sustained progress on past findings. Make sure improvements are ongoing and built into your institutional processes. Final thoughts and takeaways. Let's recap the steps for turning accreditation findings into fixes that truly improve your institution. Number 1, understand the finding. What is it, what's required, and why it matters. Number 2, diagnose the root cause. Look beneath the surface. Number 3, translate the finding into a strategic goal. Make it clear and measurable. Number 4, develop a thoughtful, actionable plan with roles, resources, and timelines. Number 5, implement and monitor the plan using tools and communication strategies. Number 6, document continuously. Don't wait until the end. And number 7, craft a strong, evidence-based response. Tell the story of your improvement. Remember, accreditation is not just about compliance. It's about excellence. Use these findings as fuel for progress. Treat every recommendation as an opportunity to get better, not just to get by. That's it for this episode of Accreditation Unlocked. If you found this podcast helpful, share it with your accreditation team or fellow educators. And don't forget to visit accreditationcollaborative.com for information and resources to help you manage your next accreditation cycle with confidence. Until next time, I'm Dr. Ken Clough. Stay focused, stay intentional, and keep unlocking excellence.